Lissandro Trossard to Arsenal on personal terms agreed, and advanced negotiations between Brighton and Arsenal have commenced. Of course, Arsenal missed out on the signing of their long-term target in Mihajlo Mudryk. They have now moved over to Premier League proven Trossard. Arsenal fans, what do you think and feel about this? The deal is probably going to move very, very quickly indeed. We're about to delve into that and much, much more this morning on the terrace. Hit the like and the share button. Let's go. Arsenal have opened talks with Brighton for Lissandro Trossard. Negotiations are advanced with official bid ready for a permanent move to Arsenal. Personal terms have already been agreed. They're already agreed. The player has said, I want to join Arsenal Football Club. He wants to be part of this revolution that Mikel Arteta is creating. This team that is flying high at the top of the league. This team that is knocking everybody away, pushing everybody out of to the side and saying, we're back. We're ready to go. Of course, there was big disappointment with Mihajlo Mudryk, but Arsenal have acted quickly. Arsenal have acted swiftly. And in my opinion, are bringing in one of the best attacking midfield players in the league. And people will say, how can he be one of the best, Terry? He's at Brighton. Look at his numbers. This is a guy that has performed consistently year in, year out. Surrounded by, listen, Brighton are a good footballing team. But essentially, they're surrounded by a bunch of average players. And when I say that, when you go through the Brighton squad at any particular moment in time, how many players are there? Two, three, four, five? Not even that. Two or three maximum that you would take from that team. This is a player this year that has 7 goals in 16 games in the Premier League. A guy last year who scored 8 goals in the Premier League. This is a man who has consistently improved since he's been here. And I think if you put him into an Arsenal team, I think if you put him into a side surrounded by Mikel Arteta's tactics, the quality of Arsenal players that are out there, you are looking at an individual that can help move that needle for Arsenal, can be a brilliant impact player from the bench, someone who can keep their hopes alive in the cup competitions as well as the Premier League. This is a brilliant piece of business. But it isn't new. We spoke about this a couple of days ago when Fabrizio Romano released the news that keep an eye out for Trossard of Brighton because he's one of the players Arsenal have been offered as a possibility. But at the moment, it's on Arsenal, so they have to decide what they want to do. And Fabrizio Romano got this spot on. There were a lot of other journalists who basically said he's not a priority for Arsenal. Arsenal may not look at him. As you'll all know, I kind of didn't believe that. I felt there was something in this Trossard news. On Monday, there was a bid from Spurs that was turned down. I sort of thought to myself, it was through conversations with journalists. I'm like, I knew there was something about Arsenal and Trossard, and I got the two confused. But by Tuesday morning, 12 hours later, this news was out. And as I've already said, I think this is a good piece of business for Arsenal. I think Arsenal are being smart here. This is Premier League proven, not overly expensive, very good age profile. So again, a lot of people might think 28 years of age. He doesn't fit the mold of buying young players. The average age of the squad is going to rise. And I know there's a kind of a fan affinity at the moment with, let's keep the average age down. Let's buy youngsters. It looks better. In the short term, Trossard will probably do better for Arsenal. Probably do better for Arsenal than Mihajlo Mudryk in the short term. In my view, he's only 28 years of age, but he is fit. He is quick. And this is a guy you're going to get 4 years out of. This is a guy who has got the bit between his teeth. This is the player who is desperate for a move to a big club. This isn't somebody 31, 32, who's been there and done it, won loads of trophies, Champions League winner, Premier League winner, you know, who's kind of achieved everything in his career he thinks he can achieve and is going to Arsenal for a retirement fund. And we've seen this happen at Arsenal. We've seen it happen at Man United. We've seen it happen at big clubs. This is a man who probably developed to his best later on in life, sort of early mid 20s and beyond. He wants an opportunity to go to a big club to win some major trophies. He doesn't have, yeah, I'm actually looking on this now. I want to make sure I get this right. He won the Belgium Championship with Genk in 2019, and he won the Belgium Cup in 2013 with Genk. So look, okay, he's won 2 trophies, but that's in Belgium. Who could you name me? You can probably guess. Can you name me the last 5 teams that have won the title over there without googling it? The answer is no. Lissandro Trossard wants to be a hit here in England. So I would say as Arsenal fans would be excited about this deal. Be up for this deal. It's a cheap option, which means you're not really denting the budget for a big player in the summer. Musa Diaby, as an example, is somebody that Arsenal are looking at, but that's going to cost you over 100 million euros to get done now. And although some will say, well, we were looking to offer that for Mahalo Mudrik, Mudrik was the first choice. This also gives Arsenal time to reassess between now and the end of the season. Does anybody else emerge from the shadows as a potential target? At the same time, with Arsenal growing and becoming better, the target options open. Winning the title, being back in the Champions League, makes getting people like Declan Rice possible. Declan Rice is now a massive target of Arsenal. And if Trossard comes in and is amazing, there is no necessity to buy another winger in the short term because he's only 28. He's going to be 29 next year. That isn't as old as people are going to make out. Yes, you're not going to get a decade out of him, but for what you're paying, you can get 4 to 5 years. And I had this argument recently with a couple of gooners, and they're like, oh, when you're building a squad, you should only really buy young. It's a fallacy. It's a fallacy as far as I'm concerned. It's about cost versus income is the phrase we would use in banking. If Trossard costs you, just say in totality, contract, agent fees, transfer fee, 30 million over 4 years, and he delivers. But then you've got a younger player that's going to cost you 60 million over 8 years. What's the difference? The 30 million that you don't spend on Trossard, but for the additional 4 years, you invest into another player. As long as the recruitment is good, the scouting is right, and you're buying players with the right profile, there's such a high chance of them being successful. Mikel Arteta has a 77% success rate with purchasing players, players that you would say have done well to been excellent. So if you're an Arsenal fan right now and you're a little bit disappointed, please don't tell me you don't trust Mikel Arteta at this moment in time. I think this is a phenomenal piece of business. As we've mentioned, personal terms are agreed. He has rejected Tottenham. He has rejected the idea of going there. They have put in an official bid. Yes, Brighton turned it down, but Trossard has said, I want Arsenal. And why would he not pick Arsenal over Tottenham? Why would he not? That's he just wouldn't. He wouldn't pick Arsenal. He wouldn't pick Tottenham over Arsenal. Title contenders, 8 points clear at the top, getting back into the Champions League, massive chance of winning the Europa League. By the end of the season, Trossard could be a Premier League winner, a Europa League winner, an FA Cup winner, and that's why he wants to join. He wants to better his career. He wants those. And do you know what the irony in all this is? He wants Arsenal because you're bigger, but also because you're about to win trophies. And there isn't a football player in the world worth his salt who doesn't want a real legacy, which is winning the major trophies. That picture of him holding a Premier League trophy, those pictures will be shown forever, especially in Belgium. Especially in Belgium. So, Arsenal fans, I think you should get excited about this deal. I think you should get up for this deal. I think you should get behind Mikel Arteta. It saves money for the summer. You're bringing in somebody that I think over the next 2 to 3 years can outshine and will outshine Mahalo Mudrik. Not because his ceiling's higher, but it's going to take Mudrik time to adapt. He'll have a good impact at Chelsea, but it's going to take time to adapt. And Trossard has been banging in goals, tearing up the Premier League for Brighton. Look who he plays with at Brighton. This guy has been playing, I don't mean it rudely, Danny Welbeck. Do you know what I'm saying? Solly March. That's his players. Imagine him now with Saka, Odegaard, Jesus, Partey, Xhaka. Come on now. You engage your brains for a second. This is a good piece of business. It's not a panic buy. He definitely fits your profile. Not the age, but you're never going to just keep buying young players. You look at a Declan Rice that's mid-20s as an example. Arsenal are also going to go. Listen, if there's a superstar youngster out there, you buy him. But Arsenal are now going to start adding some slightly older profiles. Doesn't mean, I don't mean they're all going to be 28, 29, 30, but you're going to get those mid-20 players, just like Gabriel Jesus, just like Zinchenko, early mid-20s, who had just been there and done it, a little bit older. Trossard, okay, he might be 2 or 3 years above that, but did he look like he's about to keel over anytime soon? Does he look like his body's about to give up on him? I think not. He's only just turned 28. Listen, people, hit the like and the share button. Trossard to Arsenal on. He's rejecting Tottenham to join the Gunners. Personal terms agreed. Done deal expected as of now. There can always be changes. Watch out for Todd Bowley. I want to know what you think and feel. Hit the like and share button, and we'll see you all again very, very soon. Thank you.